Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. This week we are doing a 1-week follow-up of ending my water fast. I did a 16-day water fast followed by a bone broth fast, and so I'm just going to kind of give you guys a bit of an update, some things that I learned, some things I would do differently, some things I shouldn't have done, and all of those sorts of things. So stay tuned. First thing that I'm going to go over is kind of some of the things that I have been experiencing since I ended my fast and how that felt versus while I was on my fast. I'm going to be 100% honest and tell you that I miss fasting and my battery's dying, so hang on. There we go. We got a new battery. And so like I was saying before, I think probably I definitely miss fasting. It was super easy. It was uncomplicated, and I just liked it. I'm probably gonna end up doing another fast before too terribly long, but I also know that I need to kind of replenish my stores and get my minerals and vitamin levels and stuff back up, so I'm not gonna do it right this moment, but it is probably coming in the fairly nearish future. So just throwing that out there. Even afterwards, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, it's so much easier just to not eat. It's so much easier to fast, and it's so, I don't know, I just felt so good, especially with all my digestion issues. It just felt amazing for the first time in years to have like a flat stomach. And it also helps me to understand when I'm having these issues now that I'm back to eating, like it's, you know, a large portion of my gut is gut issues. You know, it's not just all like, it's not all chunky, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as I stop eating, it just goes away. So one thing that after the last time I spoke to you guys, I was telling you that I was going to go into doing a bone broth fast, and that was going to be like a Dr. Jocker style with like the oregano oil, stuff like that. And I did that for 3 days until the edema in my legs just got so bad I couldn't continue with it. So and it wasn't heavily salted broth. It was normally salted broth, but it was salted. And so I started introducing chicken, and I was eating just some chicken that I had cooked the broth in. I was starting to actually consume the chicken and stuff like that, and I was doing that for a couple of days, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I was just having those for a few days. I still haven't had any red meat. I've had very minimal vegetables. For the most part, it was just chicken. I mean, that's really all I had. And I had that pantry challenge video with some like pantry shelf stable stroganoff recipe, and I had about a half a bowl of that, and that was not a good decision on my part, but I did it. So I did it once, not again, that's for sure. That one definitely gave me some good gut pain. And that was one thing with the chicken that I discovered, is that it gave me gut pain. And that was before I had the stroganoff too. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, that I think as I'm starting to reintroduce foods, I think doing it slowly and methodically is very, very important. I think I might have had a little bit too much chicken. I was just like, well, it's just chicken, kind of whatever. So I was just kind of munching on it, just chicken, and it definitely gave me some digestive pain, and it actually made me go out and buy it's like digestive enzymes. It's supposed to help you be able to digest sugar, fat, and carbs and stuff like that. And fasting for so long, I know that a lot of my enzymes and stuff like that aren't functioning properly, or aren't there in the amounts that they should be. So I decided to go ahead. I went to our local super supplements and spoke with the gentleman there, and he pointed me in the direction of, I told him, about my fast, and I told him about my regular kind of things that I like to consume, and he suggested this one is kind of the best digestive enzyme type thing that I could do for myself. So I picked that up. I also picked up a pineapple because I know that I was having issues digesting the protein. So, and I know that it was the protein in it because it was just boiled chicken. Like there wasn't a whole lot of fat. It wasn't deep fried or anything like that. So I was just having issues digesting the protein. So I did pick up a pineapple, and I've been kind of munching a little bit on here and there on the pineapple for the bromelain that's in there. And that seems to be helping quite a bit. So definitely heading in a good direction on that one. And so I do plan on doing more of bone broth, but just not in a fasted style. And I'm going to cut down tremendously on the salt that is in it. I'm going to be doing that. I'll explain that here in just a second. But one other thing that I had noticed when I was doing my water fast, my face was as clear as it had been in a very long time towards the end of the fast, and that definitely went away real quick. I think my body I was having a hard time adjusting, and so I definitely have had a little bit of the side effects of that. I got some pimples and stuff going on, feeling like a bit of a teenager, but it's starting to get a little bit better. But it was definitely probably 2 or 3 days into refeeding, it reared its ugly head again. Reminded me a little bit of my teenage years. I think that's pretty much it. It was the edema was hardcore. Like it was I mean, it wasn't in my feet, it was just in my lower legs, and it made walking a little bit difficult. Like it was pretty intense. There was a good amount of water retention in my legs, and it was also in my hands. I could feel it in my face. Like it was all over. Like my whole body just like expanded and just like whoosh. So that was not fun. So it definitely came and went with the bone broth. So I'm getting to the point. I did the 16-day water fast. I did a 3-day bone broth fast, and then I've been kind of slowly refeeding over the last few days. So now I have decided, I've been kind of trying to figure out where to go next, because if I'm having all of these digestive issues still, and namely digestive pain right in my lower intestine area, or no, my large intestine area. I don't know, it's frustrating to it's almost like I just kind of had a moment where I was like, okay, what the heck do I do next? Like I'm feeling like, you know, I can't fast forever. Like I can fast frequently, but I can't fast forever. At some point I have to eat. So it's like I have to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to eat? So I kind of decided I'm going to go ahead and really actively be in the process of melding together my original plan of the Super Gut protocol and with the Dr. Jockers. And so I'm basically going to start on week 1. I've already begun taking the curcumin supplements. I'm going to be answering my phone here. Hold on. It's my husband. I don't want to ignore my husband. All right. So I began by, it's a 4-week protocol basically with the Super Gut. And basically the first week is you're going to avoid sugars or anything containing sugars, no problem. Avoid synthetic, non-caloric sweeteners like aspartame, all those sorts of things, which I already do anyways. Avoid emulsifying agents such as polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulose. And choose organic foods whenever possible. I do all of those things already. Avoid wheat and grains and prepare for the withdrawals. I already do that. Avoid or minimize drugs. I don't take any except for an inhaler occasionally, which FYI, that was one thing I forgot to write down. Okay. That is a major fasting victory. I will tell you what. Okay. I have asthma, and over the last, since, you know, all of this stupid, ridiculous face covering diaper things began, my asthma really intensified a lot. And I had to wear it at work, and I even wore the simplest, most breathable mask humanly possible, aside from, you know, actually breathing. You know, it was not, I didn't wear the surgical ones or any of that kind of stuff. Like, it was the simplest mask you could possibly find, and it still like wreaked havoc on my asthma. And it has been bad ever since. And I've also, I think with my poor diet that I was doing for a very long time leading up to it, all of those sorts of things, I think it was really aggravating my asthma to the point that I just couldn't breathe. It was like I would breathe, but like I couldn't get a full breath. I was yawning constantly. Like I wasn't even tired, but I was just constantly yawning. Like, it was truly torture. Like it was torture. Like I was breathing, but I couldn't breathe. I was taking in this air, but like I wasn't feeling refreshed by the air. Like it's really difficult to explain. My inhaler did almost nothing for opening my breathing pathways. I don't know what was going on, but I just noticed yesterday that from about halfway through my fast, that stopped. And it's been fine since. Like, it's not to say that I never need my inhaler, but these episodes that I was having were so minimized, whatever you want to call it, that like it almost doesn't exist anymore. And I can't think of anything else that it could have to do with other than fasting. Maybe it was me eliminating something from my diet, or maybe my body has healed itself a bit, because I have been told that fasting, like long-term fasting and things like that, can have dramatic effects on lung health for the better. And I think it did. I really, honestly, I believe it did, because like I've had almost no issues. I have used my inhaler one time at all since the end of my fast. Once in a week. That's unheard of for me. Like I was up to like 7 or 8 times a day. Like it was like my asthma, my main doctor had actually referred me to an asthma specialist because it was getting so bad. And now like once I've used it one time since in a week. So I mean that's testament right there. So anyways, we'll move on. So it also says to replace essential nutrients lacking in the modern diet. This one says to add in vitamin D, which I already take, omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil. I have some in the fridge. If it's rancid, I can just get some new stuff. I do take iodine in the form of kelp pills, and magnesium, which I already take. So, and then it says to drink a clove green tea, which I have the things that I need to make it, so I just need to actually make the tea. Actually, I don't have everything. It called for something, I can't remember what it was called. There it is. It called for something called an FOS. It says 1 teaspoon FOS powder. And that is a fructooligosaccharide. I don't know like where I could get it or what it is, so I need to look that up. I don't have that, but I have everything else. Like I have cinnamon. I don't think I have a cinnamon stick. Maybe I'll just head to the co-op and figure out what I can find there today just to be able to make it. And basically the point of all of the green tea, which I think is something that I need to do, is it helps to rebuild the mucosal lining in your gut. And I think that's something that I need to do, especially after the fasting. And then it also says to begin a 4-week course of curcumin, 300 to 600 milligrams twice per day. And I already started doing that this morning. So I'm going to be doing that in combination with, here's garden. That's my dad's flower farm. He's my bookmark right now. So what was I gonna say? Crap. Okay, so I was gonna combine kind of that week 1 for the next week with probably 2 to 3 cups of a very low sodium, low salt bone broth with the oregano oil in it. And that is part of the Dr. Jockers protocol, because this stage we're still going to be trying to be killing off the bugs that are in there. So if I'm doing 1 week with the curcumin and the oregano oil in my bone broth, then I think, and doing low carb as well, I think that'll probably just kind of help to continue killing off any bugs that might be in there for the next week. And then starting on the week 2, that's when we're going to start to introduce some specific types of probiotic supplements that are going to begin in week 2. And there's actually some specific ones that he suggests using in here. So we're going to go ahead and order those right away to make sure that we have it next week when we're ready to go on to week number 2. And that is, he has it separated into 4 different weeks. And the first one is prepare the soil. And that's where you're doing everything that I just mentioned. And then following that is reseed the garden. And that's where you're going to begin a high potency multi-species probiotic. Include at least 1 fermented food and start your own home fermentation efforts, which, hello, I already do. So it gives you the recipes. You can make your yogurt and your kefir. I actually have some kefir going right now, milk kefir. It is sleeping in the fridge right now. I'm kind of just refreshing it. It's on like a weekly schedule, just kind of refreshing it like that. And then I have plenty of vegetables going. I have tons of sauerkraut in there, tons of, pickles and all that kind of stuff. So that's not an issue for me. And after that, it's water and fertilize, where you're going to be starting with small quantities of prebiotic-rich fiber foods, which we don't do currently. And these are bullet points. Like there's whole chapters on each of these weeks. And I've read through the first week. I'll probably read it again this later on. Once I'm done, editing and posting this video, I'll read it again just to make sure that I'm remembering everything. But then there's, like I said, there's whole chapters based on this, and it's you're going to start with small quantities of prebiotic foods. You can build up to 20 grams or more of prebiotic fiber per day. And then if you prove intolerant to initial level of it, increase Prebiotic fibers. Oh, it says if you're having issues with the prebiotic fibers, you may want to consider taking a step back and doing the first level of it for another month. So that's probably, likely, given my history, something that we'll do. So this may end up being, it's encouraging to know that I have the option to go back a step and do that for longer. So I like that option. And I like the option of just the flexibility between these programs. Like if you understand the principles of them, you can take the principles of them and institute them in a way, or in whatever, you can insert them into whatever you're doing for your own healing protocol and do them in a way that you think works best for your body, as long as you know what is harmful and what is helpful, and how to tell, you know, if something that may be helpful for one person, prebiotic fiber being one of them, for me is torture for me. Like, some people like, yes, you must take all the psyllium husk fiber in the world and you will poop and it'll be a fantastic experience. No, it's torture. It's awful, and it's the spawn of Satan, okay? Psyllium husk fiber is the spawn of Satan, okay? No, stop telling me to take that. No. So anyways, it's a total rant. But anyways, all those sorts of things, like I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I screw up all the time. I make bad decisions, and and I share those, I think, fairly openly with you guys. At least I try to some degree. But, I do have the knowledge. It just takes the self-discipline to actually go and go through with it. So I'm definitely, I think that's what my coming week is going to be. I'm going to have at least two cups, like two to-go coffee cups of bone broth every day, at least, with my meal. I know that sometimes you can water down your stomach acid, which is something that it's an issue after you come off of a long-term fast. Your stomach acid can be an issue, which is also something that you can take some HCl. Does this have HCl in it? I didn't look. It has beta glucanase, alpha glucanase. So apparently, according to them, I can somehow magically start to digest beans. I don't see any HCl in here. So if you have, I may end up supplementing something like that, but I haven't had any reflux or anything like that. So I'm not super worried about having low stomach acid, which, FYI, in case you didn't know, if you have acid reflux or whatever, GERD, I don't know what, if you have those issues, it's probably not from too much acid. It's likely from not enough acid, and that's your body just rejecting it and sending it back because it doesn't have what it needs to digest. So when you lower the stomach acid in your stomach, when you lower the acid level of your stomach, it's not a good thing. Don't do that unless you know for sure, and you can do that with a baking soda test. So if you take like a little bit of baking soda and you mix it with water and drink a bit of it, and if you a certain number of minutes after you ingest that, however long it takes you to burp, that can tell you your stomach acid levels. Like, if you burp right away, it means that you have very high stomach acid levels. And if it takes you like forever or you just never burp, that's not a good thing. That means your stomach acid is too low. So don't go based on my instructions. You can look up everything you need to on the internet. And so anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling because this video is getting far too long. I don't want these Wellness Wednesdays to be taking forever. They're kind of more just updates and things that I'm trying, as well as I always look forward to getting some advice and input from everybody out there in the YouTube land. So I hope that you guys do continue with that. I think I'm gonna go to the co-op because I need to pick up some FOS powder, whatever that is. I need to go and figure out what that is, and then edit this video and read that chapter on week 1 of Super Gut again. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, I hope you will consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps with all the googly algorithmic things. If you guys are new around here, I do weekly updates on my health journey. I am trying to figure out how to heal myself from SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, a lot of digestive issues, and just general So if that interests you, I also like to do mostly all kinds of things in the kitchen: canning, freezing, dehydrating, fermenting, as well as videos on how you can actually use those foods in your preserved pantry to cook your meals with. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out this link here. This is the subscribe button. It's lovely. That's where all the awesomeness happens. Up here is a video Mr. Google Pants thinks that you're going to enjoy. This is my last Wellness Wednesday video where I talked all about my fast. And then this one up here is my Wellness Wednesday playlist where you can find out everything that I've done from the beginning of my journey, at least this phase of it where I have recorded it. So thanks for watching. Bye.